Girl, let's talk about it. Did you hear them talking about it? Oh my God, do you know this? What? Oh my God.
Oh my God, Shani Lavely and Nicole. Shani Lavely and Nicole on a roll. Lighting up the stream, the vibe is bold. Shani Lavely and Nicole, let's go. Kicking down doors, we make some noise. Grown folks talk with truth and voice. Doing it big, turning up the flow. Shani Lavely and Nicole, you know. Oh yeah, Shani Lavely and Nicole. Oh yeah, Shani Lavely and Nicole. Everywhere. Shani Lavely and Nicole. Oh yeah, grown talk vibes, the moment is here.
Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey, what's going on? Happy hump day, everyone. Welcome to Unfiltered at 5 with Chef Live and Leah Nicole. What's going on?
Oh, it's Wednesday. We are almost through and over the week. That is the celebration going on here right now. Celebrating just it's almost Friday kind of vibe.
Right.
Friday, y'all. Friday. We are almost at this weekend.
Yes. Let us make it to the weekend already.
To the weekend, y'all. To the weekend. So today we are talking about healing in private and speaking in public. Sometimes the most powerful growth happens behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. Healing in private, speaking in public explores the quiet, unseen works of becoming whole before sharing your story with the world. It's about learning to protect your peace, set emotional boundaries, and move your pain to purpose. Move your pain to purpose. That's powerful.
Yes, it is.
It's powerful. And then it says, it's a conversation about strength, wisdom, and the beauty of evolving privately, so that when you do speak publicly, it comes from a place of truth, not trauma. That's even more powerful than the last thing I said, because sometimes we speak truth, but when we're speaking in our truth, we're still talking about the trauma. So that means we haven't got past the trauma. Right. And the whole goal is to get past the trauma.
Absolutely.
So Leah, let's dive into it. How do you feel about that? Do you think that you should broadcast everything publicly when you're going through stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely not. Some things are not meant for the public to know. Absolutely not. You should not broadcast everything you go through to the public. Sometimes even though we go through things, we're all human. We're going to have bad days. We're going to go through it. Sometimes we don't even want to get out of bed anymore. Get out of bed in the morning, right? Mm-hmm. But you have to sometimes put on a face, put on an ego, put on a face, like, hey, like you have to face the day. You have to get up, you have to brush it off, and you have to be okay. You have to learn how to be okay. You have to learn how to deal with some things in private, deal with it, go through it, deal with it, and then get up and go out in public and press forward and move on. And you have to, sometimes it's easier said than done, but you have to sometimes that's what you have to do.
What do you feel like when you have trauma? I want to play a clip from a media post of this lady that was speaking about trauma. I'm just going to play it, let the audience see it, and kind of absorb what she's saying.
Mm-hmm. I'm not hiding anymore. Yeah. I'm not hiding all your stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell. And not in a gossipy way, my close people that I've been walking with. And when you say the pain out loud, it's like all the Band-Aids get ripped off because it's time for surgery.
Yeah.
and you start bleeding. And it's painful. And I'm only saying that because I know so many people are like, well, I don't want to open up and I don't want to tell my story and it's too painful. It's hard. I want to validate it. It is. It is worse when you come out of hiding and then you start healing and it gets better.
Yeah.
You realize out loud that you've been betrayed and hurt and that someone who is supposed to love and care for you has been the one person that has hurt you the worst. And when you put that out into the atmosphere, the environment, it's almost like your body's like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
This actually happened to me.
Yeah.
And then you start healing.
How do you feel about that?
I felt her when she said all of that. I felt her when she said, when you put it out there, when you finally do put it out there, you snatching the Band-Aid off and you're giving your I felt her when she said, I got chills because it's like, yeah, she's right. You know, it's not easy to share all the time what you're going through, put it all out there and stuff like that. And it's like, damn, it really is real. And it's really painful and it's really hurtful, especially when someone who you thought someone who you really loved and cared about causes you hurt and pain. So yeah, I felt her. You?
Yeah, like I think her emotions, whatever she was feeling in that video, she was feeling that pain. And I always say, like, you know, people for a lot of part of my life didn't think I ever cried. It was like, she doesn't even cry. She doesn't even feel, you know. But I cry privately. I cry to myself. I cry, you know, when things don't feel right anymore. But I've also mastered how to hold everything in. You know, I've learned how to, okay, I'm not going to let that bother me when internally it is bothering me. You see what I'm saying? Like the world can see that you're this person, there's nothing bothering you. Life is just gravy. It's good. But internally, it might be a different story until I decide to tell the story. So I feel like in my life, the things that I have hurt about, I'm learning how to just accept them. Like she said, you peel off the Band-Aid and you say, okay, that hurt really bad. It's the bruise still. And even when the Band-Aid's off, that bruise is still there and I'm still hurting. The scab hasn't came on yet. You see what I'm saying? Like the scab's not over it yet.
Absolutely.
So I'm still in that healing. And eventually that scab's going to fall off and it's just going to be the mark of the pain that you left me with.
Right.
But I'm healed from it now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
right.
that's
Absolutely.
how. Yeah,
I
that's
completely agree with that. Yeah, but let me ask you this. Crying in private.
Mm-hmm.
You say cry in private and not in public. You don't cry you never cried in public before? I mean, we're all human and everything. What is it with crying in public?
I think for me, I learned young that it didn't help anything. You know, when you grow up and the pain that you endured is so deep, you just learn how to put on a face. You learn how to put on a face to the world that the world sees. I think that's what I've mastered in doing. So crying to me in public is like a sign of weakness. And I have been in situations that have been ugly where I probably should have been crying to the public, you know what I'm saying? Like just crying. But I think people feed off the pain of it. I think when you're down, people don't really uplift you when you're down. They like to see you down there. So if you never see me down there, there's nothing for you to feed off of. You can't pray for my downfall. You can't pray for my unhappiness. You see what I'm saying? So I rather sit in my room, sit there, scream to God, sit in my car, holler, you know, even sometimes friends crying to them. It could be, it might not be what they want to hear. You know how like you might have someone say like, when you're going through something, you hear people say all the time, I'm praying for you. Girl, I'm praying for you. You got to ask yourself sometime what they really praying about.
Right.
If it's a person that you know don't really like you and know they don't get down with you like that, but when you down, the first thing they say is, I'm praying for you and I'm keeping you in my prayers. That's a harsh thing. I learned that even with having lupus and getting sick, there was a time where I was really, really, really sick and I really didn't think I was going to make it. And I think the doctors didn't think I was either. And I had to go to Minnesota and I had to get, prosthetics done and tests ran and trying to figure out why stuff wasn't functioning. I looked really, really, really bad. Like I got so small. And I had a friend that was with me on that journey, when I was going through it. But it was a horrible experience, that I had to endure with the person that was with me at that time. Now, the to think that you have somebody who is in your corner, but they're in your corner, but they're videotaping you at the worst moment of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're literally holding the camera saying, well, look at Shelly live. This is her. You look at how she looks. She ain't Shelly live in right now. But that same person is sitting there going, but I'm praying for you. I'm praying that you be okay. But how are you praying for me? If you're seeing me in my pain and you're getting joy out of me hurting. So that's kind of what I think those are the things that made me get thick skin to where I just be like, oh, well, oh, well, it is what it is. If you don't like it, then okay. Because if I would allow people, the world to always beat me down, I would just be broken. I would be broken all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I would just be broken. And I think in my life, I went through so many dark spaces and places and ups and downs and obstacles to the point where I'm just like, hey, at the end of the day, I ain't going to be for everybody and everybody ain't going to like me. So if you don't, oh, well, if you do, hats off to us and let's keep it pushing. You see what I'm saying? Because it's always going to be something. So I'd rather cry alone and deal with my pain alone and God,
I mean, I can understand that. I can understand that completely, like what you said and everything. And you're right. People don't really support. I agree with you on the fact that people don't really show support when you cry. But I don't know. Like, I don't know that everyone is human, and everyone cries. And yes, I do think that there are most of the time, like, yeah, we should pray and cry to ourselves in our rooms and stuff like that. Yes. But then sometimes I think, but if I have to cry and if I just happen to cry in public, I'm human.
Mm-hmm.
I'm human. And sometimes it just, I can't help it. Sometimes if people have to see me cry sometimes, then so be it. But do I want people to see me when I'm down and at my lowest point? Absolutely not. But
I remember years ago, and even maybe last year, like the early part of last year, when I was going through like a tribulation in my life. I feel like it was my whole life was flipped upside down in a second.
yes.
And I was trying to hold on to the wheels. I think, I came on social media, and I think that's what people have learned how to expect from me on social media. When I come on, I'm very authentic to what I'm going through at the time that I'm going through it.
Right.
So like if I'm feeling something and it's horrible that day, I'm not going to be going, oh my God, it's a great day and we just love it. I'm like, hey, it's some shit going on, man. It's some real shit happening out here and I'm really in it and I'm trying to breathe and I'm trying to not choke and but then, I found that I feel like people feed off that energy. You see what I'm saying? I think they feed off of that. Now, and some people feeds off your pain. It's like it's almost like a joy. Even with the situation when I had to go out of the out of the state to get help, and heal and get whole and try to make my life right. And if you would have saw me at that time, you would have known that I was at the lowest that I could have been, because I really did not know if I was going to make it. Now, luckily, one friend left and my other best friend came in and sat by me and stuck by me. But to have to go through it with the person that was with me that hurt so bad, it was like, damn, like, did you come here to watch me die? Did you come here? Was it what was it?
Show me love and support, or
what are we showing me? Like, what was it about? And it took me a long time to get over that. It took me a long time to just like literally come to peace with it and say, okay, maybe this wasn't what it was supposed to be. And maybe you didn't understand how bad it hurt me. And maybe you didn't understand that I wasn't feeling pretty and I didn't like how I looked and everything was falling apart. And all I'm trying to do was hold on to my life. Like, I just want to live. Let me do that. But don't take a picture of me and say, well, you're not Shelly Live now. Look how you're looking. You ain't looking like you're supposed
to. That's very ugly and hurtful.
Me. It was just mean and uncalculated. Yeah. So I didn't know how to understand that. You know what I'm saying? And I came out of it, and I had to come out of it and had to think about it. You know, I had to sit back and think about it. But those traumas that it cost me during the time frame, and it took me a while to get over it. It took me a while to heal from it and say, okay, I can breathe. And I cut off a lot of people that I thought had something to do with that situation that did not, you know, and that came full circle now, because now those same people are like, I had nothing to do with that. Like, I was not rooting for your downfall. I wasn't rooting for you to die. Like, that wasn't what it was. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned, like, when people say I'm praying for you, I take that, I'd be like, wait a minute, you know, what that prayer look like? What that prayer look like?
Right. I get it. And I can understand that circumstance where, you know, you were in, that was a challenging time for you in your life. You thinking you don't know if you're going to live and you're going to die. And you have someone who you think is supposed to be in your face, who's supposed to be loving you and showing you support, supposed to be loving on you, and then to take pictures and then to be that ugly and hurtful, or you're not Shelly Live. And so I can understand your point.
And you know, that's the brand. That's what I say. Like, you build a person. I always tell people, don't fall in love with Shelly Live. You got to know Michelle too, because Shelly Live is what I've created to be the person that I am. Where I come in a room and you can't bother me, and your nonsense, your noise don't hurt my head, and that's that brand. But when I'm in my home and I'm not on social media, I'm just Michelle. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, that's all I am. I'm her. So you can't be fascinated by, oh, she's Shelly all the time, because my life ain't lined up around that all the time.
Right. Absolutely.
See what I'm saying?
And I get that. And I'm learning that too, how to turn on Aaliyah versus Leah Nicole. You know, Aaliyah, her life ain't all what, you know, our life ain't always what it, you know, it ain't always happy and groovy and stuff all the time. We go through stuff behind closed doors, but you know, when we hit this platform, when we hit social media, people they want to see they expect to see happy, smiley and stuff like that. But I want to give people all of me, you know. I'm here to spread positivity, happiness. And
think about it like this. If you're a parent, right? And to your kids, you're everything. To my kids, I don't have a bad day. I'm always on top of my game. I don't have everything's always paid, taken care of. Mommy don't have nothing she got to do. Mommy. But that's how they see me all the time. They see me as just mommy with no drama, mommy with no pain, mommy ain't hurting about nothing. Until, you know, sometimes I gotta say, hey man, look, I'm healing now. Like, when I close my room door, I don't want to hear mommy today. I don't want to be mommy right now in this moment. I want to just close my door, and I want to sit back, and I want to just have this moment. Myself, you hear a lot of men saying they have like they boom boom rooms they go in away from their wives because it's sometimes you just need a moment to say, wait a minute, I need to love on me for a
You need to
minute.
step back from it all and everything, and you need to take time for yourself and everything. And I get that completely. We all need that.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody needs a moment where they can just go, whew, Lord,
Right.
just can I just sit? And I always say, before I started this podcast, right? The very first show, I said that. I used to always say on lives, my car is my safe haven. Like I get in my car and I can just drive and I can talk to social media and I can laugh and I can giggle and I can do whatever in my car
Right.
because that's the only place that I'm alone where anybody's saying, I need this, I want that, I cannot have, did you not do this? Did you get that right? Did you not do that? Did I don't have to hear nobody saying, because in my car, ain't anybody calling my name. It's just me and social media. You see what I'm saying? So that's how it feels sometimes in my head where I say, I'd rather heal privately than just be out there saying, hey, here's my pain. This is
Right.
what it looked like.
Absolutely.
Because I think the world just feeds. I think the world just feeds off that. I think people get energy off of you being miserable.
Being, yeah,
Right.
people are definitely preying upon our downfalls, praying don't want to see us do well. People people definitely they want to see you down before they want to see you up and happy and stuff like that. People, misery loves company and everything, and hurt people. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
so I definitely get that and everything. But what does healing privately look like for you?
When I'm sitting privately, and this is a learned behavior because I was horrible at this before.
Mm-hmm.
In this journey in the last, I think I might be right at almost 60 days now of this journey, this healing journey. Just shedding learned behaviors. When I'm alone by myself now, I take the time to be alone by myself and say, hey, you might have didn't do that so great. You know what I'm saying? I forgive myself for the things that I do wrong. Like, I'm not perfect. Nobody is. I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna fall 100 times and I'm gonna get up 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hurt some people sometimes. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And it may not be intentional. You see what I'm saying? Intentional hurt, I think, is a lot. I don't think I hurt people intentionally. I don't sit out and set a goal to say, I'm going to hurt this person today. It might be something that I do. And then I have to go to God and say, God, you know what? That was ugly. Can you forgive me for that? And I'm a person, if you've been around me long enough, I don't like being mad. I don't like staying mad at nobody. I don't like it. It's not in my generic makeup. That's just not who I am. So it probably hurts me more to be angry or mad or bitter or all these words, you know what I'm saying? So I just forgive it and just move past it. And that's in everything in my life. That's from
Right.
work, friendships to being a sibling. It's all of it. I don't like it. It's not a comfort zone for me. I don't get any joy out of it. It doesn't make me jump off the roof. You know what I'm saying? So privately, when I'm talking to God and I'm saying, hey, can you work this out for me, because I don't know about this one, and I don't
Right.
know how to go about this one, and I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That you gotta have to help me because I don't know how to structure this to make it make sense in my mind. And sometimes I'll hear that little voice in my head. It'll just say, sit back and let me do this. And I may not move on your time, but I'm going to move eventually. I've learned how to leave it with God instead of me trying to figure it out and help him. I've learned how to just say, okay, you got this one and you got to figure it out, because I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing with this right now.
Right.
You know?
I have
So,
to concur.
mhm,
Been on a healing journey myself this year. It's been a lot. You losing a lot of people who you think are going to be in your life for forever,
mhm,
and then they're not. Then you realize they're not meant to stay on that journey with you. So I have to concur. It's I've been praying, been journaling, meditating. I'm giving everything to God, strengthening my relationship with Him, talking to Him every day. Just saying, Lord, have Your way with it. Like I said, me too. I don't I don't wake up with the intention to hurt anybody.
Right.
Everything we're human. I'm human. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. We say things sometimes we probably shouldn't say, but I try to make everything right for the most part. I try to make everything right. I always have to be the one to let me make it right. Let me apologize. Let me do this. I always have to be the one to try to make things right and everything, because I don't want. I hate it. I don't like being mad. Me too. I don't like being mad at anybody, and I don't like people. I don't like it when people are mad at me. So people pleaser, So hey, let's But this year, I really am focusing on just letting him have his way. If it's meant to be, it'll be, and if not, you move on. You are learning that some people come in your life for a reason. They come in your life for a season, and sometimes they're not meant to go on the journey with you. And, that's really a lesson that's really coming abundantly clear in 2025, because people are dropping off like flies. Like it seems
And
like.
I remember. Let me tell you, I had a situation that took place. I'm not going to mention what it was because you was with me on this journey, but it was a situation that took place, and I remember this officer saying to me, "When you walk in here, you're going to have you before you walked in here, you probably had a whole bunch of friends. But by the time you walk out, you won't even have one. You'll be lucky if you have two." And I don't know why that moment when that man was talking to me, I felt like what he was saying was really true because it had already started happening. And then I'm looking to my left and I'm looking to my right and I'm looking and I'm going, who is really with me? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is really with me? Because if I'm at my lowest, and at that point, I felt like I was at my lowest. You were there. I was. I'm at my lowest that I could be in my life.
Right.
And I'm a person who has all of these people around me all the time, all of these friends, all of these things. But then I'm falling apart. And instead of people just saying, hey, this is bad and we got to be there, people were falling off. So when he said to me, by the time you leave, you're going to realize who you really have in your corner, and you're going to realize it really fast. And I remember going home, sitting on the bed, and this is that crying in private. And I sat on the bed and I just bust out crying. And I was like, the only thing I knew to say is, God, you got to know what you're doing, because I don't even know where I'm going from here. And all I know is you got it. And I got to leave this with you because I don't even know what to do. I can't breathe. So I had to give it and let it alone and not think about it anymore. And even with me not thinking about it, it was constantly a reminder, a reminder, a reminder, a reminder, a reminder. But I'm trying to get past this obstacle, but it kept occurring and reoccurring and recurring and reoccurring. And I'm like, until I had to just say, you're not going to consume me, because now I can't sleep. Now you're interfering with my sleep. You're interfering with my mind. You're interfering with my mental. I can't think. I can't function. I'm dysfunctional. And I really had to. That's when you understand the power of God. When you sit down and you say, I don't know what to do with this. To the point where I wanted to get in my car and just ride off of a cliff because I didn't know what was getting ready to happen.
Right.
People don't understand what it looks like to hurt privately. I wasn't out there. If you'd have saw me every day on social media, you would have been like, oh my God, she's so happy and she's so fantastic, because I didn't miss a beat. Even in that tribulation that I was spinning in, I didn't miss a beat. Even last year when my world was flipped upside down, I didn't miss a beat. I still had to get up. I still had to be sick with lupus. I still had to take all them pills I take in the morning. And I still had to come on social media and be like, hey, everybody, how y'all doing? It's a great day. This is Shay Live. You know, I'm living life and what I'm doing, y'all. It's so fantastic. Because you learn how to just be happy with you at the end of the day. Because when everybody falls off, and I mean everybody, when they fall off and you're by yourself in your bed, baby, and you crying alone.
Yeah. It's like I told you one day and everything, and a wise person told me this one day. You really see who is there for you when you're going through some shit. You really see who is your friend, who are your friends, and who are not your friends, and who rocks with you and who really does not rock with you. I was having I'm not even gonna lie, I was having a moment before we even came on live today. I was thinking to myself, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, I was like, damn. I was like, I feel like now I can count on one hand who rocks with me, who doesn't rock with me. Now, there's so many people who I thought were there for me, who were going to be there for me. I was like, damn, it really hurts.
It hurts. It's a Band-Aid.
To come to terms with that now. I'm like, to like really come to terms with that now. Like, I'm like, wow, it was like, I used to walk with this person, and now I don't even, to the point where I don't even talk to you no more. So it's like, it really is painful when you say it out loud. When you say it out loud, like, damn.
Mm-hmm. It's like losing a rib.
It is.
When you've been to the cradle, to the grave, to the grave, to the cradle with people, they're not there anymore. It's like, what do you do when you so used to them being there? You see what I'm saying? Right. It's like, it almost seems like something's wrong with your life when they're not there.
Right.
So you learn how to just say, what do I do? What do I do? Do I keep crying, or do I just do what that lady say? You take the Band-Aid off. You let that skin, that scab, that hurt, that pain, that itch you're gonna have, and you let it. You make it. You scratch it a lot until it just falls off, and then it's just this skin that's just there, and you're like, okay, now I can breathe because I wasn't breathing before.
Right.
And I think some people, don't even realize the hurt that you feel.
That's what I'm realizing now. It's like you don't even realize how much you've hurt me. It's like as I go back to, I keep thinking about this one person. It's like she does not even realize the amount of hurt that she has caused me, because it's like I'm thinking you never think that people who you really, really love would hurt you. So it's like, damn, it's like you didn't care enough about me or us to get us back on track to where we needed to go. And that thought, it just consumes me. And I keep on talking and praying to God. I'm keep on thinking, maybe she will realize one day that that she made a mistake, and that it really, no one meant to hurt her. I didn't mean to hurt her. And maybe she will realize and come to maybe forgive. But I just don't see that happening anytime soon. But I keep thinking maybe she will come and, say, let's talk about it. But just like I said, people with these big egos don't know how to take accountability for when they do things wrong, for when they say things.
But sometimes people, there are people that don't ever do anything wrong. They never see themselves as wrong, ever.
That's true.
That's not something that I think we as people, as a whole, should have to try to figure out. You know what I'm saying? If you know in your heart, you've said, hey, Lord, Father, I've done my part of wrong in this. And I may have said something that was hurtful, and I ain't mean it like that. And forgive me for it. And the Heavenly Father in the heaven forgives you. Why keep hurting yourself? That's all you can do, because you'll keep spinning it in your head.
Yeah.
Trust me,
The
there's
thought will just keep on,
you'll
it'll
keep
keep
replaying
going,
it
and you'll keep
over
replaying it. Yeah.
every instance over and over and over and over and until it becomes like a dagger. And trust me, there is things in my life that I replay repeatedly, and I go, well, if I did this and I thought I did, and I did that too, but that didn't work, and I tried to do this, and I tried to be, I would drive myself out of my own mind trying to be the perfect person, but I'm not. I'm imperfect. So, like I said, I'm going to fall. I'm going to get up. But then you have to ask yourself, was what this person did, was it intentional?
Right.
What I did, was it intentional to hurt you, or was it just I got caught up in something and I didn't know? And hey, I'm saying, hey, I'm sorry for that, because it didn't want it to end like this. But after you've done all the apologizing, and you're saying, what else can you do?
Yeah. You have to eventually just move on and get on with your life and realize, hey, give it to God, and it is what it is, because you can't keep on being down, beating yourself up and being down your whole life. Teflon said, keep praying and stay consistent. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And Juan said, you call those type of people are narcissists that don't own up to their accountability. I agree. I agree. You have to be able to be accountable. Like it's like what you said, just because you grown don't mean you ain't wrong for the things that you do. So you have to learn how to be accountable for your actions, what you say, what you do. There are consequences to all our actions, whether they're good or bad.
Yeah, action causes a reaction. You know
Right.
that. Everything you do in life, you can do something. When I started running out on the grass, jumping on the grass, it wasn't for the loves or the likes. Someone came to me that was a pastor and a person that had said, "Do you ever ground?" And I was like, "Do I ever do what?" They was like, "Do you ever go outside, take off your shoes, and walk in your grass?" And if you know me, I don't like grass. I was like, "No, what sense does that make?" And they was like, it's a part of bonding. You got to get out there and you got to get in that grass and walk on it and feel it on your feet. And I said, well, it burns. Right. Well, don't stay out there too long. So I learned how to make it something fun. So I can say, I've bonded with the earth. I've prayed, I've grounded, I'm walking on it, I'm stepping in it. Some people say do yoga, because yoga meditates your mind and makes you, think. So now when I go out here and I'm running in the grass, I'm happy. How did you feel yesterday running in that grass with me? It makes it, you feel amazing. You just get through it and you just feel so revived and refreshed, because
I gotta do it a couple more times, I guess, to get used to it and everything. I felt like it was a different
free. It's like free. It's like nothing's bothering me here. Running around here, just acting a crazy person in my neighborhood, and people watching out the window going, this lady has lost her mind, but it's the whole process of me just being free. You know what I'm saying? It's like freeing myself of whatever's negative, what's toxic, what's coming from me, what's not coming for me, and the everyday life and the things that I go through and all these things. All I can sit and do is say is, in this moment, I'm happy.
Right.
I'm happy. And I think that's what even us doing the video yesterday, that, you see my little Kanaya, she's laughing and she's like, these two are at it, but it's just something fun, and we're grounding and we're doing something that we enjoy doing. And who cares what the world thinks? Who cares if somebody likes it or loves it? It doesn't matter, because it's not about that. It's about, I'm doing this with purpose and it's intentional.
Yeah, I had to get there. I had to. I used to. Excuse me. I used to be so. I used to. You couldn't tell me. I used to care what everybody thought about me, care about being liked. It took me a long time to get to a place where you can't care what everybody think about you or what everybody say about you, because folks gonna talk about you till the day you die, and it really ain't shit you can do about that. So
absolutely nothing.
Why even care? You got to do what makes you happy and everything, because at the end of the day, we come in the world alone, we're gonna die alone and everything. And I want to die. I want to die happy.
Happy.
I want to die happy. I want to die filled. And
I feel like if I passed away tomorrow, I have said my piece in my life. You know what I'm saying? I think I wear the stripes of them. I have asked my God and said, "Hey, forgive me for the things that I've done. If I've hurt or harmed anybody in my life, forgive me for it." And that's all I can do, baby. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be trying to figure out whys and the whatnots and the who's and the hows and my brain will bust. Literally, it would bust. So I just be like, you know what? Life is too short and people are really dying.
Right.
But what I don't want nobody to do is on the day that I do close my eyes, be standing at my funeral crying and saying, I should have said this to you when you were here. And I should have not did this to you when you were alive. And I could have done this a little better, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't want those moments. 'Cause I think people always come when you die. They come and they mourn you and hated you when you was alive.
Yeah, I really don't like that. Like people, they want to feel, so when you're gone and everything, they want to feel remorseful and regretful. Hey, we should have did this and the third. I mean, I understand, we're going to be human. We're going to go through things. We're going to argue and everything. Okay, cool. But when we can come together and say, let's put that to rest. Let's make peace, because life is short. And you're not going to always be here. I'm not going to always be here. I don't want to die angry with us, angry and not having resolved that and everything. I don't want to do that. So,
and that's why you make peace with it. That's why I don't never want my last words to somebody to be horrible.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I get angry and I might scream and holler when I'm angry, but I don't never want my last word to be the worst word that I could have said, because I don't know if I could live with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, I don't want it to be like, oh, I said this horrible thing and now I got to live with it.
Right.
Because I'm the kind of person it's going to keep playing in my head.
Right.
Like, oh my God, you said that.
Right.
You really
keep on my conscience.
My conscience will keep killing me. So it's like, oh, let me just say, you know what? It is what it is. Let's get past and let's keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy for me to do that. That way I can go to bed at night and I don't feel no type of way. When I go to bed at night, I don't feel no type of way, because I think I pay my dues. You know what I'm saying? I think I've done it so much that the cuts, the Band-Aids, I probably got a whole bunch of Band-Aids. I'm probably a mummy, from Band-Aids that I'm trying to unravel. I'm like, whoop, there go another one. Whoop, let's take that one off. Whoop, there go another one. And I'm constantly just throwing off these, I'm wounded. I got a lot of wounds here. I might have some gun bullet holes, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of stuff going on. But it's just a matter of just, like I said, I sit down sometime, I'd be like, Lord, what we doing? What we doing? Where we going? What we doing? What we doing today? What's happening? Juan said, amen, Shelly, you make me laugh. Do what makes you happy. People in this world don't like to see you happy. And Nicole, you do the same. Do what makes you happy. Yes, you got to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So how do you protect your peace while inspiring others?
How do I protect my peace?
By inspiring others. Like, how do you protect your peace while showing other, like, kind of like your piece is priceless, but then, like you said, you jump on here, you jump on lives and you're talking, and how do you?
Yeah, that's what I do. I be, like I said, I don't be having, especially lately, I be having some pretty rough days and some pretty sad days, but I still managed to come on here and do my inspiring videos, talk to the people, give them a good little message to keep on uplifting them, giving them something to look forward to. And even with me being in the dumps sometimes and everything, if I could make somebody else happy and make somebody else's day, then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm not the type of person, just because I'm hurting and I'm down, I'm not gonna drag everybody else down with me. I'm gonna find a way to get myself up, keep myself going, get myself back up, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do what I have to do and everything. So that, like I said, just because you having a bad day, you know, you don't have to go off and ruin nobody else's bad
Everybody
day
else's
just
day be bad than yours.
because you're not happy. So,
Yeah.
and like I said, even with me being in a down and dump, sometimes I want to do everything I can to help and uplift others.
People. Yeah, I think that's the same thing. I think, when I go in my DMs and I go in my IGs and my TikToks and I'm reading messages from people and they're like, "Oh my God, I was having the worst day and you made me smile. Oh my God, you said something this morning and it was so moving." And it's tons of them over and over and over again. And people saying, "You're so amazing, you're so great, your energy is on 10." And it's always, you jumping in the grass made me laugh this morning when I was watching you, and it just did something to my soul. Those are the things that inspire me. Those are the things that made me go, okay, my day is bad, but it ain't that bad. Because, sometimes when I'm reading my DMs and IGs and pages and I'm looking at stuff and I'm reading and I'm laughing because I'm like, I smile in that moment and I say, here's 10 people that love just the energy. Here's 10 people that just liked me just because today was a day they was having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Here's other things that I can look at and say, okay, that made me happy. I was smiling in that moment, and I laugh. I laugh and I go, "Wow, I've touched somebody's life." So then I continue. You know what I'm saying?
It does something. Yeah, that does something to me to know that I can make somebody else happy. I get a lot of comments and DMs, people saying, "I just love your smile and everything. It makes me so happy and everything." It does something to my heart to know that my smile made you happy for the day and everything. It made you happy. It does something to me. So I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it. Because like I said, even though we go through things and everything, it's always somebody going through something much worse. It could always be somebody said, when I walked into somewhere, I said it could be better. Somebody said, well, it could be worse too. So yeah, so you have to always I always try to think about that, and I try to be grateful.
Yeah, sometimes people say that to me. They'd be like, you get up especially when I'm at work and my staff, they're always saying that, Miss Michelle, you just get up and you be in here and you be looking like you're in so much pain, but you just be laughing with us and joking with us. And I'm like, yeah, because I always be thinking somebody else out here has it that much worse than me, or somebody else is going through something that could be harder, especially when we went down and fed the homeless people and just getting down there and listening to some of the stories that people was telling me. And they're like, I came from here and I was having a rough day, but I'm here and I'm smiling and I'm laughing and I'm out here in the streets and just hearing those stories. And I just remember the guy, Charles, that was talking to me, and he was telling me his story about how he came from Alabama. And when he got here, he lost his contracting job. And one thing happened after the next thing and the next thing, and that led him to be homeless. And he was just like, I'm trying to get back and I'm trying to work this out, but it's hard. It's hard. But I'm still smiling. And the moment that man said I'm still smiling, it just did something to my soul, because I said to myself, how dare I be mad about anything about life, because I ain't out here dealing with this.
Right.
And how selfish of me to feel like things are hard in my world and I go to bed in a bed and I have a sheet and I have food in my fridge. It may not be a lot, but I have enough. You see what I'm saying? It made me think about things differently and say, my struggle ain't that bad. Right. It may not be great, but it ain't that bad.
Yeah.
So if you look at it from other people's point of views, then you take away your own, when you're healing and you're thinking about and you're complaining to God saying, oh God, this is not working. This person's not talking to me. My life is falling apart. I have this job I don't like. And then you stop for a minute and you go, but I got a job.
And
I got a car.
Yeah.
And I got a house. I might have some bread and some baked beans and some hot dogs, but I got a meal. And I think I stop myself there every time and I go, I'm not finna do this. I'm not gonna dance with the devil today. I'm just not.
Exactly. You gotta find the happiness and the joy
and the joy
in everything. So, yeah. Valon said, yes, I've been there. An individual hurt me in church. It was tough for me to deal with. She was narcissistic and she was wrong. And she blocked on social media platform. And 3 years later, she sent me a request, not accepted. I forgave her. I'm not going to let that happen again. For me once, shame on you. For me again, on me, lesson learned. When I went silent, contacted worked for me. Yeah, I can definitely agree with you on that, Valon. I've had to learn that lesson too. I think we all have had to learn that lesson. Thinking people, will come in your life and then they will act like they have good intentions, and then later, it turns out not good intentions. And you have to learn the lesson of fool me once, shame on you. Fool me again.
Right.
I've had to learn. I've had to learn that lesson a couple of times, like I said, the hard way. So yeah. And Juan said, like earth, wind, and fire would sing, keep your head to the sky, and spirit never sees in your prayer. Through the good and bad times, commune with the Most High Heavenly Father daily. Amen.
Yeah, I agree. I
agree with that.
I think in my heart, I believe that I think people can change. I do. I don't meet a person and look for their bad first. I don't look at a person and go, oh my God, this person's going to be horrible.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we don't know nobody's heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could be a bitter person for reasons. You could be uncomfortable in life because of things that happen in your life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know a person's path and what they've walked through and what they've been through and what makes them the way that they are. All I can do is say is, Jehovah God, their heart, and what it is that's making them this way. And it's not my place to judge them. It's not my place to understand why. It's not my place to try to figure it out, because I ain't got no judge and no jury, and I ain't no court, and I can't condemn you. All I can do is, okay. Well, I give
everybody a clean slate. I pretty much give everybody a clean slate. I give you a chance and everything, because I want people to give me a chance and everything. I've been through a lot of hurt, a lot of pain in my life, and I'm still, out here just giving people chances, giving people, still trying to be a good person, still trying to make love and friendships work and everything. But I give you a clean slate, and then I give you enough rope. Let you hang yourself. You show me who you are. Show me your true colors. I believe you. Yeah, I believe you, and I either continue to say, and I say to myself, do I want to continue to keep dealing with you, or do I need to remove myself from this situation?
And I think people get that confused too. I don't think removing yourself from someone doesn't mean you hate them. I think people get that confused. Hate is a big word to carry. Even to say it out loud sounds weird. Like, I hate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hate comes from a different place. You know what I'm saying? I think people that hate people are dark people, period. They're just a dark person. If you sit around and you're just hating people, that's just not, I don't know how people could live with that energy all the time.
Right.
I think you separate, you know what I'm saying? And if it's meant for the circle to come back together, that's what it's going to do. It's just like if you meet a guy and then you don't see the guy for years and years and years and years and years. And then all of a sudden this guy pops up again. And you're like, wait a minute. He was gone for a long time, but he's back. It may not have been his time. It may not have been his time when he was there the first time. And maybe he's circling back because now it's time for him to be on your path with you. You see what I'm saying? So I think all those things work kind of together, hand in glove. Like you gotta just, I think forgiveness, letting go of stuff, don't harbor hate. I think hate you just hold and it takes away from the look of a person.
Right. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. Like I agree with you on that. You don't have to hate you. I don't hate you. Or you don't have to, you can't. Somebody told me you can't get to heaven just hating everybody. Somebody did tell me that, for real. Like,
how you gonna say I love somebody? I love my brother. I love my sister, but you hate them at the same time. That's crazy.
I forgive you. My thing is this. I can, if it's been a situation, you've been out of my life for years and you come back around and everything, I forgive you and everything. I let everything go. I forgive you. It may not, but it may not be exactly the way how it was before. But I can I can move on. I can be cordial with you, or I can be friends, and but I still be cautious and be careful with you at the same time and
I
stuff
can
like
give you
that.
some bread if you need some bread.
Right,
Some
exactly.
butter, I'm gonna feed you. You know what I'm saying? If I got
Right,
some beans, I'm gonna split my can with you.
right, right.
It's a
You
different
know,
when you think about somebody
mhm,
hating. Hate is a powerful word. You
mhm,
know, I think these are all the things that people have to heal from. When you start feeling
mhm,
like your spirit is all tied up and tangled,
mhm,
that might be some healing. You know, that might be some
right,
internal healing that needs to take place. But
right. Some
it's
people too, like I don't like I said, it's in my life, even with family and friends. Sometimes you just come to a point where I don't hate you, but I gotta love you from a distance because I
mm,
don't, we can't keep on, hurting each other like this. We can't keep on going back down the same road of hurting each other. So yeah, sometimes you
forget.
just have to love. I gotta say, hey, let me love you from a distance.
Like this one thing says, healing made me quiet, growth made me bold. That's powerful. Healing
That's
made me quiet, but growth made me bold. It made me able to stand out and say, I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said when you have those egos, you have that alter ego person, that person that jump out. You know,
right,
you might can make Shelly, Shell shed a tear, but is Shelly gonna shed the tear? Two different things. You know, is she crying? No, she's probably not. You know what I'm saying? It's just you balance it some kind of way in your head and you make it make all kinds of sense.
right. And Valon said, "Amen. You got to protect yourself, as the word says. Pray for them that despitefully use you." The Betudes, Matthew 5, the entire chapter. Yes, absolutely.
Amen. So, how about the same pain that once silenced me now gives me purpose?
Absolutely.
The
Same pain
pain,
that once silenced me now. I agree. That's very powerful.
it gives me purpose
It
now.
gives me purpose now. Yeah, it gives me something to look forward to, my motivation.
It's like we both have been in domestic violence situations, but that pain pushed us past something to make us go,
Mhm.
I ain't doing
Right.
that foolishness no more.
Mhm.
We're not going down this road again. I'm gonna
Right.
leave that one where it's at. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So I think that's what that statement is saying.
Yeah. Now we
I
get on a platform, have our own platform where we can help and preach other people to, like I said, not have to go through that situation, noticing when it's time to, leave and everything. Like I said, if we can help someone, then, let's do it.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. When we're learning from each other, y'all. We learn every day. Every day we come here, we pick topics to talk about real things because you want to have fun and you want to laugh and you want to talk about all the sex and all the horrible men in the world and the bad baby mamas and daddies and drama. But then there's a time when you got to sit down, you got to say, "Hey, you know what? This is something we really need to talk about. This
Right.
is some pain that we really need to speak on. We need to
Mhm.
talk on healing and what that journey looks like. And we need to talk about things that are happening right now in the world, in people's lives, people in
Right.
kind of situations, trying to get in and out of stuff. There's women across the board getting their head beat every day. Even men sometimes are being in abusive situations where verbal, mental, emotional, all kinds of stuff is going on.
Right.
They're
Absolutely.
they're in their private state of mind trying to fix it in their head. The moral of the story is heal yourself the way you feel fit to heal yourself.
Right.
Everything is not meant for social media. Everything is not meant to be on social media.
Right.
Everyone's
Absolutely.
pain cannot be broadcast all the time because some
Right.
pain is
That's
greater.
between you and God.
Mhm.
Sometimes not for you to come in here and give it to everybody, and that's
Mhm.
what some things should be between just you and God, and
Mhm.
you working it out with, and you working it out with Him, and on the path that, like you said, if you got to journal and meditate and cry in private, do that and
Do
everything.
those
So
things that make
right,
you happy. Be transparent. He said, be transparent with one another. Amen, ladies. No, really, you have to. You have to
right,
just show people I'm human. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? There's no one that's on this earth that is not human, that does not feel no pain at all. And if there is a person that is, I'd love to meet that person. I really would.
right,
but everybody feels something. Everybody goes through situations. Everybody has a moment in their life that they're not proud of.
Right.
That, you know what I'm saying? We're learning, and we learn from each other. You know, and we learn from the mistakes we made, and we try not to make them again and again and again and again.
Absolutely.
That's just how it is. That's just how it works. Period. Point blank. It is.
All right. Yes. All right, everybody. Well, we have come up on our hour of Unfiltered at 5 with Shelly Ladd and Leah Nicole. I hope you all took something from this topic today, healing in private, speaking in public. You know, like you said, everything is not meant to be stated in the public. Like I said, it's between you, God, and, you know, and hopefully, you know, you took something and you learned and everything. And we learned a lot. We learned a lot from you all as well. And like we say all the time, we thank you so much for joining our show, for coming on the platform, making your comments, liking, sharing, subscribing. We appreciate each and every one of you. Go out there, go hug on someone, go love on someone, you know, and I challenge you to even say something nice to a stranger, you know, brighten someone else's day and everything. But this
something
is
different, you know?
Right. Yeah, something
jump on
different.
some grass, run around your neighborhood and see how it feels on your feet. You know, it feels fantastic. Trust me.
This is Unfiltered at 5 with Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. And we are out. Love y'all.
Girls, let's talk about it. Did you hear them talking about it? Oh my God, do you know this? Oh my God.
Oh my God, it's Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. Shelly Live and Leah Nicole on a roll. Lighting up the screen, the vibe is bold. Shelly Live and Leah Nicole, let's go. Kicking down doors, we make some noise. Grown folks talk with truth and voice. Doing it big, turning up the flow. Shelly Live and Leah Nicole, you know. Oh yeah, it's Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. Oh yeah, it's Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. Everywhere, it's Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. Oh yeah, grown talk vibes, the moment is here.
Thank you for tuning in.